Hi there. Before we go over how to get the exotic catalyst for the icebreaker, I feel as though I must warn you. This is going to be an ordeal. I highly recommend you do this with the friends you play with most, because A, it'll be a bit easier with a group, but more importantly, B, this is not a quest you want to do more than once. I'd rather help my friend move their grand piano collection from the basement up to the attic solo than do this more than once. Also, massive shout out to both Selventen and Scarrow for cracking the massive mystery on this wide open. I'm going to very kindly ask that before we even begin, you check out both of their channels, which I'll have linked down below in the video description. They deserve it. Okay, before acquiring the Icebreaker Exotic Catalyst, we need to first do two things. Thing number one is complete Spider's Rogue Network quest, and thing number two is to complete the community puzzle within the dungeon. Starting with thing number one, the Rogue Network quest. After beating the dungeon for the first time, go back and talk to Spider. Because you should have this quest before even going into the dungeon, you should now be on step 4. He wants you to collect 3 different messages within the Vesper dungeon. Here's how to get message 1. After completing the first encounter in the dungeon where you dunk 3 radioactive bombs into 3 different boxes, look around the area for a side room with this logo above it, a giant red heart. Around the room are going to be several objects that look like this, small dark circles on certain parts of the floor. Look around and find one that is not only lit up but flashing repeatedly. Go stand on it and you'll notice it's now been shut off. As you might have guessed, another one somewhere in the room will now be glowing and you'll have to go stand on that one. There should be 9 different glowing flashy plates around the room that you need to stand on one at a time. Just find the flashing one and go stand on it. Do this until you're awarded an Ascendant Alloy and go collect the lore message in the corner of the room. Bam, message number 1 done. Message number 2 can be obtained during the next mini encounter when you're dunking bombs into numbered boxes while the big undamageable boss harasses you from room to room. Starting in the room with bomb box number 1, go to the far corner of the room where there's a weird looking terminal and hit the option to reboot system. This will illuminate a monitor to your left that will show several white triangles, but you'll notice that one triangle in particular will be flashing repeatedly. These flashing triangles represent the location of new flashing floor plates that you'll have to locate and stand on in a particular order. Every time you do, you'll have to return to the monitor, see which white triangle is flashing next, then go find and stand on the corresponding floor plate. To help you navigate a little bit better, here's a little map of the area. Graphic design is my passion. There are 8 plates in total, and they can all be found around where you deposit the first 3 bombs. In this example, I check my monitor. You see that flashing triangle? In my diagram, I've labeled that triangle H. Not the official name from Bungie, I'm sure, but whatever, who cares? Now check our custom map. That plate happens to be in the room I'm currently in. I step on it and bam, now another triangle is flashing up on the monitor. Go ahead and locate and stand on all 8 in order, checking with the monitor to see which one you have to step on next. You'll notice from our custom diagram that there's a few monitors you can check on. They're all the same. Stand on all 8, then collect your second lore message. Message number 3 can be found after you defeat the first boss. After that fight, you'll continue on to a very outdoor jumping puzzle area where there will be a lot of yellow lightning raining down from above. Here, like before, you're going to have another series of flashing plates that you'll have to stand on one at a time in the right order as indicated by a nearby monitor. Because this is a much larger, more open area, no shitty MS Paint map for this one. I'm going to instead show you each individual plate location followed by the monitor. We have plate A near the very beginning of the jumping area. Then directly over to the right, we have plate B. Just up ahead around a corner, we have plate C. Up ahead against the wall is plate D. Off to the right in a nearby room, we have plate E. Oh, and by the way, also in the room with plate E is the monitor showing you every plate location in the general area. But we carry on, heading back outside and turning right, heading down a long ramp, and hidden behind a few solar panels or something is plate F. Look a little further out to your left and on some more solar panels is plate G. Turn around and run all the way back up that long ramp. Against the far back wall, kinda hidden, is plate H. Turn left and make like you're heading to the end of the jumping puzzle area. Up on the wall to the left in the dark is plate I, and then finally off to the right in the corner of that same room is plate J. Activate the terminal by plate E, and using this little cheat sheet, just go step on each plate in order according to which triangle is flashing next on the monitor. When you're done, acquire message number 3. Not even close to being done, by the way. You'll get a note on screen that you can now access the first level Braytech storage module. Translation: you now now have access to hidden dungeon chest number 1, which you now have to go open. That's going to require restarting the dungeon, by the way, so go ahead and do that. In the encounter where you're dunking bombs and avoiding the boss who can't yet be damaged, when you're on the way to dunking the 5th bomb, you'll eventually reach a door that you can now open that you couldn't before. It's open here in the screenshot because we opened it, but yeah, go open that door and open hidden chest number 1. Next step, you now have to gather 3 more messages. The first one you can get right away by team wiping where you currently are and then heading backwards to get. It's going to be in the same side room off of encounter 1 that we were in before, the room with the heart icon over the door. When you enter this room, you'll now see that instead of flashing plates on the floor, you'll see a bunch of panels on the wall with red numbers on them. You can do this solo, but again, easier in a fire team. One player should grab the scanner buff from the nearby terminal and check their radar for yellow icons, like the ones in some of the dungeon encounters. Move near them to make the icons either turn white or disappear off your radar. However, unlike the dungeon encounters, your teammate who should grab the operator buff should shoot not the icons that turn white, but rather the ones that completely disappear off your radar. For example, I hover near the 4 panel with the scanner buff, it disappears off my radar, and my teammate with the operator buff shoots that panel. Go around the room and keep doing that until you've shot every panel that vanishes off the scanner player's radar. Collect your lore message and we're moving on. Message number 2 can be found outside in the jumping puzzle area after boss fight 1, a little bit before where you've collected flashing plates before. Like you just did, one player should grab the scanner buff and another should grab the operator buff. You'll do the exact same thing you just did. Have the scanner player look around the immediate area for yellow icons on their radar and stand near them. If the icon vanishes off the radar, that means the player with the operator buff should shoot that panel. The numbers here are a little bit more spread out, but do your best. When all the panels that need to be shot are shot, collect your next lore message. Message number 3 is found just ahead at the next outdoor jumping puzzle area, immediately after the enclosed area with all the trip mines. Avoiding the lightning strikes, head down to the following area to grab the scanner and operator buffs, and you guessed it, do the exact same thing you just did. Numbers will be scattered all over the area. Just do what you did before. The scanner scans and the operator shoots the ones that disappear. Do that and collect your 3rd lore message again. You'll now need to open the 2nd secret chest, which is actually right nearby. Head back the way you came into that enclosed area that had all the trip mines in it. There should be a somewhat hidden door up in the rafters. Remember this location, by the way. We'll be coming back here later. Open the door and open hidden dungeon chest number 2. Go back and talk to Spider, who will now want you to, quote, use your key on the 2nd level Braytech storage module. You now have to go back into the dungeon and go back to the exact same secret door you were just at in the trip mine room. Real quick, open your quest tab and hover over the Rogue Network quest. See those 2 numbers there written in light blue text? 4 and 2 for me? Well, go into the hidden chest room, grab the operator buff, and look at the red panels on the wall. Because my numbers were 4 and 2, I'm going to shoot the 4th and 2nd panels. After you do that, walk forward and hit activate on the monitor, then turn around and open the chest. Go back and visit Spider again, and the Rogue Network quest is now done. Hey, remember at the very beginning of the video when I said you had to do 2 things before getting the Icebreaker Catalyst? All of what we just did was thing number 1. And now, thing number 2, the community puzzle. Launch the dungeon again and complete the first encounter. Remember that side room in encounter 1 with the heart icon hovering above the door? Head back in there yet again. Warning, this puzzle will involve math. You'll see that now in the room there are both panels with red numbers on them and also 4 panels with blue numbers on them. Your goal here is to use 4 different red numbers, which, when added together, will equal the value of the blue number shown. AKA, in this example, I need to use 4 different red numbers that, when added together, will equal 16, which is the blue number shown. So I grab the operator buff and shoot 8, 4, 3, and 1, because adding those numbers together equals 16. Grab your message, and we ain't done yet. The next part of the community puzzle is after the mini encounter, when you're dunking bombs and the big boss who can't be damaged is harassing you from room to room. Right after you make a big outdoor leap across a broken bridge, you'll enter a room with even more red numbered panels and blue numbers. Your goal here is you must use 4 different red numbers, which, when multiplied together, will equal the value of the blue number shown on the wall. wall. So we need 4 different numbers, which when multiplied together will equal 168. I punch in 8, 7, 3, and 1 because 8 times 7 times 3 times 1 is 168. By the way, I'm not a math whiz. I just whipped out a calculator and dicked around until I figured out the answer. Best of luck to you though. When you finish, go get your lore message. Not done yet, by the way. Next step in the community puzzle is after the first boss fight. After the outdoor jumping puzzle area where you dodge lightning, you'll find yourself in this room and you'll see a bunch of blue numbers on a big circular wall. Your goal here is to come up with 2 different 2-digit numbers that when multiplied together will equal the blue number at the very bottom. So in this example, I need 2 different numbers that when multiplied together will equal 575. We went with 23 and 25 because 23 times 25 is 575. So now with 23 and 25 in mind, we need to shoot 4 red panel numbers that when added together will equal 23. And then I need to go shoot 4 red panel numbers again that when added together will equal 25. So I grab the operator buff and do so. 6, 4, 8, and 5 make 23, which shows up on the wall after I enter it. And then I go and shoot 6, 4, 8, and 7, which make 25. 23 times 25 is 575, and this step of the puzzle is complete. Still not done yet, though. Carry on until you're just past the crazy trip mine room and you're about to head outside into the next outdoor jumping puzzle area. However, this time, go outside and take an immediate sharp left to reach this weird, out-of-the-way hidden room. Don't worry, no math here, but you'll have to enter a very long and very odd series of commands, which I'm literally just going to list off. In this room, there are 4 towers, each with red numbers and each with monitors in front of the tower. I'm going to keep this simple. We're going to refer to these pillars as close left, close right, and far right. You see what I did there, by the way? No arguing about front of the room, back of the room, you freaking Oryx weirdos. Anyway, grab the operator buff in the room and do exactly these things in exactly this order. Activate far right panel. On the far left tower, shoot 1, 0, 0, 0. Activate the close right panel. On the far right tower, shoot 4, 1, 1, 1, 4. Activate the close left panel. On the close right tower, shoot 0, 0, 1, 1. Activate the far left panel. On the close left tower, shoot 1. Activate the close right panel. On the far left tower, shoot 0, 1, 0, 0. Activate the close left panel. On the close right tower, shoot 0, 0, 1, 0. Activate the close right panel. On the close left tower, shoot 3. Activate the far right panel. On the close left tower, shoot 3. Activate the far left panel. On the far right tower, shoot 1, 1, 4. Activate the far right panel. On the far left tower, shoot 0, 1, 0, 1. Activate the far left panel. On the far right tower, shoot 1, 2, 1, 1, 4. Activate the close left panel. On the far left tower, shoot 0, 0, 1, 0. On the close right tower, shoot 0, 1, 1, 1. Again, shout out to Selventen, Scarrow, and every other lovable lunatic in the D2 community that put that together. Go check out their videos. I'm sure they'll be able to tell you more. I'm trying to keep this freaking brief. Oh yeah, still not done, by the way. Now that you've done thing number 1 and thing number 2, we're on the final step. Fire up the dungeon one last time, and now as you go through, you're looking for 4 hidden stasis crystals that you must find and destroy with Icebreaker, along with memorizing a number that will appear after they've been broken. The first crystal can be found after the first encounter. Run through this door, run up this ramp, and turn right to find the crystal. Shoot it with Icebreaker to destroy it, then find this random ass skylight in the room, look up, and boom, there's your first number to memorize, or better yet, write down. The next crystal is found during the bomb dunking mini encounter. After dunking bomb number 3, head up the stairs and turn right into the the room only to turn right again shortly and find the next crystal hiding around a corner. Shoot it with Icebreaker and look on the wall to your right. Bam, next number to write down. The third crystal is almost immediately after killing the first boss. Head down this hole as you approach the next jumping puzzle area, then when you land on this big platform, look around, it'll be hiding off to the side somewhere. Shoot it with Icebreaker to reveal the number underneath and write that down. The final crystal is found after the first boss fight in that area between jumping puzzles filled with all the trip mines. Look up at the ceiling while up in the rafters to find it. Break it with Icebreaker, then look on the wall nearby and bam, the next number to write down. Now head to the secret chest room, which thank God is already in that little trip mine hallway area where you should already be. Grab the operator buff, and even though these red panels aren't labeled, pretend they are 1 to 4 from left to right. Shoot the numbers you got from breaking the hidden crystals, so in my case 2242. Activate the monitor, turn right and open the chest, and Jesus tap dancing Christ, collect the exotic catalyst. Telling you right now, this exotic better be worth it. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.